So after 10 years, I'm ready to talk about this subject. So it's a lot of stuff in this video. Like I said, I'm in other videos, I'm a very private person. So whoever want to comment on this, make sure you're respectful or you will get your ass cussed out. Okay? Just so y'all understand that. Because this is just, I'm just thinking back on a lot of stuff. And like I say, a lot of this stuff I have never said out loud. Which was, like I said, young. I'm not thinking that's, oh, this is a bad place to meet somebody. Because a lot of y'all be on them chat lines. So don't be coming over here trying to judge me, because I don't give a damn. But
shit get hectic over here. I'm not these other bitches, pretty but with poison, baby. I probably kill a nigga Chucky on his best day. Don't
hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. You already know to subscribe below because you already know we're not begging. Okay, I'm at a good angle. I literally just broke my tripod because I wanted to be a little further back than this because y'all a little bit close. Y'all a little bit close. But you know, got on my scarf and stuff. Today's video might be lengthy. So if you don't want to watch it, I would suggest clicking off right now. This video is a part of my healing journey, and it's a video I need to drop because, you know, I'm being obedient. So after 10 years, I'm ready to talk about this subject. So it's a lot of stuff in this video. Like I said, I'm in other videos, I'm a very private person. So whoever want to comment on this, make sure you're respectful or you will get your ass cussed out. Okay? Just so y'all understand that. You will for sure get cussed out. I don't need anybody's sympathy or none of that. I don't mind people having sympathy, but this video ain't for none of that. This is part of my healing. I used to watch other people do their videos. I wasn't ready to talk about my experience and stuff like that yet. Was not ready. It's 10 years and it's time to talk about it. I hope this video helps a lot of people or help people even in the future. To those who don't have kids, I hope this video will help you as well. To those that do have kids who has never been through this situation, I hope this video help you as well. But today's video, I'm going to be discussing how I lost my son at the age. So I'm gonna take myself back to 19-year-old me as well. So I might stop the video sometimes and, you know, pick up from there. But I'm taking myself back to the 19-year-old me. This happened in 2012 when y'all seeing this video. Today, I forgot what today is. I don't even know what today is. I think today is the 4th of August. So y'all will be seeing this video on August 12th of 2022, which is today is also me and my husband's anniversary. So I would like to say happy anniversary to me. Happy anniversary, husband. Okay, but this ain't about that right now. So this is the day y'all will be seeing this video. It's August 12th and today's the 10-year anniversary of the day I lost my son. I lost my son August 12th, of course, back in 2012. This video might be all over the place because this is just, I'm just thinking back on a lot of stuff. And like I say, a lot of this stuff I have never said out loud. I only talked to my husband about it. And even then, maybe he might hear something new that I never told him in the video before, because he do watch my videos. Whew. Okay, so the day I lost my son, I don't even know where to start. So let me start off by saying I was 19 years old at the time, you know, working regularly. I was with somebody, we're gonna call him, I could call him by his real name, but we're not even gonna give him that satisfaction. So we're gonna call him D. Well, I was gonna call you by your name, but we ain't even gonna say a real name. His name is D. We're gonna call him D. So D, he was basically a bum. Basically. I'm trying to see, do I want to talk about the relationship a little, or should I just, now that I look back as a grown woman and not like a young teenager, he was a bum, pretty much. And I don't mind nobody not having them before I get with them. That's cool. We can build. That's the purpose. We can build together. But he had other kids. So I guess I'll talk a little bit about the relationship as well with this video. So D at the time I met him, I was 18, fresh out of high school. Yeah, when I met his ass, I was fresh out of high school. And wait, was I 17? No, I was fresh out of high school. Yep, 18 years old. I was taking care of my niece since she was 3 months old. So from there I was going to, I don't know if people know what the plasma place is. You know, you give out plasma for money. I'm pretty sure y'all got some of your local neighborhoods or whatever. So that's what I was going, you know, helping my mom out. Like I said, I had my niece since she was 3 months old. So that was basically my baby. I raised her as my own. So I had her since she was 3 months old. So I would go to, I couldn't find a job at the age of 18 like that. I couldn't find no job. So I would go to the blood bank. The blood bank, you can go twice a week to the blood bank, and you would get like $100. Second time, you'll get like $75, which was money to me, because, you know, I'm 18. That was money to me. Like, okay, we got us some money. I can go help get my niece some diapers. You know, because like I said, that was basically my baby, my first baby, might as well say. My niece helped raising her. She's now 12. Is she 12? No, she 11, about to be 12. So she basically grown. So this happened 10 years ago. So yeah, I would go there from time to time until I found a job. I always stayed in school, so I was going to college and stuff like that. So this one day I went to the plasma, we call it the plasma place. I went there, and that's where I met D at. Which was, like I said, young. I'm not thinking that's, oh, this is a bad place to meet somebody, because a lot of y'all be on them chat lines. So don't be coming over here trying to judge me, because I don't give a damn. But so yeah, that's why I ended up meeting him at, we was like standing in line or something like that. Standing in line. I forgot how that went. I guess he was like trying to be funny. Walked past and he got to talking junk, trying to be funny. You know, he kind of funny. Okay, kind of funny. Then he had, while I was going back to go donate, he had slid me, grabbed my hand, and I don't know if he had a phone at the time. I didn't forgot. It's been over 10 years. Grabbed my hand and slid me a paper number. Grabbed my hand like this, number, balled up my fist, and walked away. Okay, cool. With that being said, I'm normally the person, I normally approach the guy a lot of the time. I'm very like, you know, a few times I'd approach males if I really liked you, like my husband. So it's been a lot of times I approached the male myself. But yeah, that's why I ended up meeting him at. That's how we ended up getting started, and then the relationship had started. Remind you, when I first met this guy, he had told me I was already talking to him. I'm like, okay, he cool and whatnot. He might see this, but I really don't give a damn. And anybody that see this video, please don't try to talk about my situation, because like I said, I don't talk to no damn body about none of my business. I don't talk to nobody about nothing. So don't come over here trying to feel sorry. I didn't know, especially my family, I didn't know you had went through all of that. Like, I'm straight. I'm good, very good. But yep, that's how the relationship had started. Got to talking to him and stuff. He was pretty cool, very funny. I don't know if y'all know the saying, if you can make a girl laugh, you can make her do anything. I'm gonna say almost anything, because you can't make me do anything. But you know, pretty funny. And it's, you know, takes a lot of people to make me laugh. So it's pretty cool, pretty funny. Got to talking to him. He was cool. Had his own spot, stuff like that. Remind you, I'm 18. I'm still living at my mom's house. Cool. Going back and forth, catching a bus at that. Both catching a bus. Didn't have a problem. Sometimes he'd have a car. I forgot what car he had, which was cool. I don't judge people like that based off what they have, because that doesn't mean nothing. You can have a good guy and be broke. If they're good, that's all that matters. You should never date somebody based off their financial status. That's how I feel. That's what a lot of y'all girls mess up at. And then y'all wonder why y'all be baby mamas. You baby mama you. Y'all passing up these good guys. Okay. But I forgot what I was going. But like I said, he would have somebody else's car sometimes come pick me up. Mind you, he east side. I'm originally from the east side. He east sider. I was staying on the west side at the time. He'd come scoop me, stuff like that. Okay, cool. Texting, talking. We'd text, we'd talk. And then all of a sudden, this one day, he told me, I got something to tell you. I'm like, what you got to tell me? Little 18-year-old me, what you got to tell me? What you talking about? He's like, because he did lie about his age. I lied about my age. I was feeling him. I'm like, okay, how old are you? 36. Okay, 36. Okay. Remind you, like I said, when I was younger, I didn't know it was a problem. I did used to be attracted to older men. I didn't see that as being a problem. I was in 6th grade liking my teacher. I think that's normal though. My teacher was fine. He wasn't even my teacher. He was a teacher that worked at the school. But we're not even about to talk about that. But yeah, so I'm 18. This man, he didn't look 36. He told me he was 36. So I'm like, okay. Because he did just say I'm probably not going to talk to him no more after he tell me his age. I'm like, nah, we still going to talk. Cool. Still talking, continued on the relationship. Everything going good, fine. Cool. With a friend. What we going to call her? We going to call her Nikki. We not about to get these people no clout. So we gonna call her Nikki. So Nikki and D didn't like each other basically. They didn't like each other. He didn't like her. She didn't like him. Cool. Which is understood. Okay, so Nikki has a birthday party while I'm with D. You know, me and D chilling. We chilled the whole day. I ended up leaving his house and going to Nikki's party. And cool. I think she told me it was all girls party. Cool. Mind you, this dude was insecure. Of course, me not knowing it at 18. Now that I see, nigga was insecure. After the fact of this party. Because I didn't see it before, any insecurities. But yeah, so I ended up going to Nikki's party. Get in there, because I think she told me it was going to be all girls party. Went there, a lingerie party at that. Went there. Okay, cool. Him, okay, get up and leave. He was fine with that. Called me one time. It's dudes there. I didn't know it was going to be no dudes there. So I went there one time. It ended up being dudes there. Of course, he called, heard the dudes in the background, and guess what he wanted me to do? Guess what he wanted me to do? He kept calling me. Oh, can you stay on the phone? Stay on the phone for what? Stay on the phone for what? So you can hear my background? Well, we talking about little 18-year-old me. Can you stay on the phone? He heard dudes, he was like, you just walking around in lingerie? I didn't have on nothing too revealing or none of that. And me, I don't just, no, I'm not about to walk around in lingerie with a bunch of dudes around. That's not me. But I did have on some, but mine was not revealing. Pretty simple lingerie, like little silky shirt. Not even this, like it was nothing major, basically. And he was just insecure. You didn't tell me no dudes was gonna be there. You was there all basically you was here chilling with me and stuff, and you went and got up and basically went to her party where his dudes at, when you could have been chilling with your man and stuff like that. I was always a homebody. I never went nowhere. Yes, I decided to go to Nikki's party. No, I didn't know it was gonna be no dudes there. This all makes sense in a minute, y'all, that I'm telling y'all this part, because I'm putting y'all a little bit in my business. I'm definitely putting y'all in my business. So yeah, he was like, you didn't tell me no dudes was gonna be there. I'm like, I didn't know that no dudes was gonna be here. So this whole time he calling me, we're going back and forth about this dudes being there, blah 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 blah. Hangs up on him. I got tired of answering because he was just, I didn't know what insecure was. Like, I had never dealt with nobody that was insecure, and this relationship was long term, but I haven't dealt with no insecure person. So hang up. He calling back, leaving all type of voicemails and stuff like that. Cool. I'm ignoring his ass, as I should. And we're gonna finish this party on out. So then, what had happened? Nikki got drunk. The dudes, they was there for a little minute. I think it was 2 of them, if I can remember. 2, 3 of them. They gave him just enough though to be insecure. Any type of dudes. Some people are insecure because they know what they got, and they don't want to lose that, you know, slip right through their hands. But yeah, he was insecure, talking about the dudes and stuff. Like I said, Nikki got drunk, chilling. He ended up calling. It was towards like we'd say 2 a.m. So 2 a.m. we finishing up. The party's still going. The dudes end up leaving. He had called me before the dudes had left. He called me. I was about to get ready to lay down. It was 2 rooms. So it was like I don't know if y'all ever had the room where it's like a bedroom right here. In the middle of it's a bedroom. In the middle it would be the living room, dining room, kitchen, and on the other side it's a bedroom. All connected though, if that makes sense. So it'd be 2 bedroom hotel room, if that makes sense. One on this side, one on this side. It's all in one room though. So yeah, I was about to get ready to go to bed. I slept in Nikki's room. I forgot where Nikki was. The girl was drunk. So I slept in her room, and he called. Of course, we used to like fall asleep on the phone and stuff like that. You know, when I'm away from him. So he had called. I answered to do our, I wouldn't say it's a routine, but our normal fall asleep on the phone. Of course, he wanted to stay on the phone. He only wanted to stay on the phone to hear what was in the background. Cool. The night ended up being over. That next day, he was talking hella shit. Nigga was talking shit. Come on, I heard somebody doing something or something. Oh my. Bro, now that I look back on this shit is hilarious. This nigga is embarrassing. Now that I look back, this shit is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for him. I'm good. It's embarrassing for this nigga. Somebody, he heard somebody doing something. I heard some type of activity going on. No, you didn't. Nigga, I was asleep. I I would sleep. I would sleep comfortably. You didn't hear nothing. Somebody had heard something. That's that insecure though. Okay, so fast forward. Find out. I'm trying to see how did I find out. How did I find out? I don't even remember the day. I don't know if I had a missed cycle. How I found out I was pregnant. I think I wasn't probably like 3 months after I ended up going to the hospital, like the urgent care or whatever. I think I ended up being 3 months because I was working at Mastronardi. If y'all in Detroit or any of them areas, they might be in y'all state too. Do not work at Mastronardi. Do not work at that mother at all. Like for real. Yes. So do not work at Mastronardi. That's not, no. I was working there. I was pregnant, of course. Diaz, he was in and out different jobs. Cause he had like a background. So he had a background with probably like a felony or something on it. And you know how they get with people, especially if it was a domestic case. So, and make sure y'all look these men up before y'all have babies with them. Look them up. I don't know what y'all state is like, but our state in Michigan, you should look them up on Otis and the sex offenders list. So look them up. He wasn't on either because I don't play that. But yeah, definitely look these men up on those two sites or whatever state y'all in. Look the man up. So where was I at? So yeah, I was, like I said, I was working. B wasn't working. He was in and out jobs. Remind you, D had 4 other kids. The man was 36. I was 18. So that's a large gap within itself. So 19 years old, I found out I was pregnant. Still working and stuff, of course. Wasn't sure if I wanted to be pregnant or not. Of course, I don't believe in abortions. Just let me put that out there now. So, but you know, it was my first child, so I'm like, dang. You know, just in my thoughts, 19. Of course, I already graduated and stuff. So I just beat one statistic. Of course, I don't really care about statistics, but I'ma still do me. So I was unsure about how to feel, whether I was happy or not. That's why up until this point, I do still kind of feel bad about it with that. But D wanted the question. He wanted the question on whether it was his baby or not. Looking back on that, this nigga had me fucked up. Like for real. When I'm with a person, I'm with you. My loyalty is everything to me. My loyalty and my damn word. If I ain't got shit else, loyalty, and I have my word. My word is solid over here. Where I'm at. Solid. Nigga wanted to question if it was his because I went to that party with Nikki and he wasn't sure. Which was fine. We ain't got no problems over here, buddy. Ain't nothing the test can't figure it out. Cool. So, fast forward 3 months. He wouldn't, because I didn't make no appointments till I was like some months in to go to the doctor. So I ended up getting 1 ultrasound picture done. And you know that next, damn, I was deep in my pregnancy. I'll say I was 4 months, then going on 5 months. I was a week before my doctor's appointment. I had went to I had 1 doctor's appointment, And that remaining, the next appointment, I was supposed to find out what I was having. So we'd say that appointment was a week away. Okay. So I end up going to the going to work. Remind you, nationality, 12-hour shifts, standing on your feet all day. Feet was screaming. But I was good. It was pretty easy. Carrying my son, he was very good. He was good to me. Both of my babies were. They were good to me. And I told myself today I would never complain. I never complained carrying him. But he was very good to me. And then one time during the pregnancy, I did go donate one time. That's before I found out I was pregnant. So I felt bad doing that. I thought I messed up something or something like that. But with D, he just, I forgot how I told him. But he wasn't like, he didn't say much. Of course, because he got kids. He had 4 kids. I didn't have any kids. This would have been my first child. It is my first child. Not would have been my first child. It's my son. His name is Cameron. But so that was my first child, and
no one can hurt you. Don't wanna lie here, but you can learn to. If I could change the way that you see yourself, you wouldn't wonder why they don't deserve you. I tried to scream, and my head was underwater. They called me weak, like I'm not just somebody's dog.
yeah. So like I was saying, that was my first child. That was like his 5th child. Yeah. So it was going on number 5 for him. He didn't really act any type of way. I didn't expect him to, but he tried to play me and question the fertility of my child. Like, what? This is your baby. We not on no Murray. This is real life, bro. Don't ever question my loyalty, but which is cool. So like I said, end up doctor's appointment was coming up. So this one day I came back from work. Later on that night, I had my son normally moves. I work night shift, so he normally moves around that night. And you know, working, came, went to sleep in the back, and something dawned on me. I had said I didn't feel him move. So I told myself, like, I haven't felt him, I couldn't remember like when the last time I had felt him move. So, okay, not thinking nothing of it, you know, shake your belly a little, drink something cold. Let me put on some lip gloss. Ooh, that's lazy. Give me some time, y'all. I'm telling this story for y'all, bro. Because this is the older me talking. But little 19-year-old me. So I had went up the steps, right? I don't know, about to go to sleep, and something told me. I randomly went to Google, what does it feel like to have a miscarriage? I don't know what made me type that in, but I typed it in. Cool. Okay. Went to bed, and I like to keep a black sheet over my window so I can sleep better. The sun won't distract me. I mean, you know, the sun won't come beaming in. So I had like a black sheet over my window. So that next morning, my mama worked the morning shift. Wait, did she work the morning? Yeah, so she came in at work. She came in from work at like about 7 a.m. I was up went to the bathroom. My water broke in the bathroom. And when that happened, like, they got new technology and stuff now than what back 10 years ago. It's crazy to say that it was even 10 years, but it don't feel like 10 years to me because I'm still healing. And you can't put a time limit on healing. But like I said, I'm voicing this for me and to help other people. This is part of my healing process, and this is what I was told to do. You know, God, you got to do this for your healing, baby. But yep, and my water ended up broken. I mean, I ain't gonna say broken. My water had broke. And in my thoughts, I'm like, okay, my mama just got off at 7 o'clock a.m. It was 7:30 when it happened. I'm like, should I wake her up? Should I wake her up? I was contemplating about that. And I felt, I don't know to y'all who's been pregnant before, it's a mucus plug that stops your water from breaking. So when I peed, the mucus plug came out, stood up, my water had broke. Of course, first child, I didn't know what the mucus plug was. I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, mucus plug. So yeah, that had fell out, water broke. Okay, like I said, I was debating on whether I should tell my mama or not. So, okay, I told her. Wait, did she know I was pregnant? Yeah, I believe she knew I was pregnant because me and my sister was pregnant at the same time. It wasn't nothing I was trying to hide either. Okay. But yeah, I wanted to see that I wanted to wake her up or not. And I just woke her up, and after I woke her up, I had told her that my water broke, and I instantly, during that process, I was already crying. Because something in me already knew that, I don't know, something in me just knew that I was basically having a miscarriage. And how a miscarriage works, your baby is considered a stillborn, and you can have a stillborn up to 9 months. So you can go to full term and your baby will come out not breathing. So, like I said, in that moment I was already crying. My mom was like, it's okay, and stuff like that. We're gonna take you to the hospital. And I'm like, cool. You got to go to the hospital. Henry Ford, to be exact. We went to Henry Ford in Detroit hospital. Ended up going there. They was taking all day. I'm trying to see why am I sitting in the waiting room when I just told y'all my water broke. Of course, I wasn't feeling no bad pains or anything like that yet. Wasn't feeling that. I wasn't even. It probably was happening. I wasn't even thinking. I was too busy crying. I was very upset because I felt a little guilt at the fact that I kept saying, I don't know if I want to have a baby or not. But what was you gonna do if you don't believe in abortions? Like, you're gonna have this baby. Like, but I was just young and just a little scared. That's all that was. I would never give up my baby. But so yeah, sitting in the waiting room, they taking all day. I'm like, what's the hold up? And I just told y'all my water broke, and they taking all day to take me back there. I ended up going back there. They put the thing on my stomach. Yep, so they put the little machine on my stomach. As I went back there, waited a few minutes. His heartbeat was very faint. Very faint. And it seemed like it was like slowing down. Yeah, so his heartbeat was very faint and it seemed like it was slowing down. And they was like, you're gonna need to have the baby, basically. The baby, 5 months. I believe I was 20, I forgot how many weeks I was. Basically 5 months, going on 5 months pregnant. And of course, he fully developed. He's he's fully developed. So okay, so going on 5 months, they said I needed to have him. I'm like, okay, my brain is has gone through it. Everything happening so fast. It was happening so fast. So I told them, okay. They, put me in a room. Yeah, they put me in a room. I'm feeling the labor some. So they put me in a room and feeling the pains and stuff like that. So mind you, D is calling and asking what's going on. Cause I told him right when it happened, when we was in the car when my water broke, I had called his ass. I'm like, my water just broke. He was on the phone with me and stuff. But fast forward, of course, we at the hospital. Me, my mama at the hospital. Mind you, my mama had to go to work at 7. It was about, we'd say, she was there for a minute. We just say 5 in the evening. So I'm calling him. I'm calling D. Ask him, where's he at? Where you at? You're supposed to be up here with me. I told you my water broke. Nigga at the house. Still was at the house. Mind y'all, I told you he had other kids. He had 2 little, I'm gonna say the kids at the time was 6. He was a single dad. Baby mamas wasn't hitting no shit. So he had like a 6-year-old, and we'd say a 7-year-old and like a 5-year-old. We gonna say that. They probably was a little older, but we gonna say that. So he at the house with them. It's on Sunday. Remind you, I told y'all we catch the bus. We used to catch the bus and stuff like that. So I already know he didn't have no car, which is fine, cause how I used to get around, baby, we hopping on that bus, that hot D.𝑠. So it's Sunday. On Sundays here, the buses start running early. So I'm calling him, telling him like, okay, is you coming up here? He's I'm here. I gotta watch basically I'm here with the kids. I can't come up there. What the hell you mean you can't come up here? Me looking back at it, you were probably embarrassed that you got a 19-year-old pregnant. Me looking back on it. I mean, he met my people and all that, but I think that's what it came down to. And he knew my mama didn't like him. Another thing, mama didn't like him. Okay. But yeah, he basically, nigga didn't come. Never showed up. But kept calling me. Asking me what's going on. Staying on the phone though. Nigga, I don't give a fuck about you on the phone. I need you here. I ain't never been through this before. Just cause you got 4 kids. Nigga, I ain't got no kids. This is my first kid. Like, I need you here with me. So my mama was there, but like I said, she had to be to work at 7, so she ended up calling my auntie to sit there with me. So my mom had to go pick my auntie up to sit there. Mind y'all, I'm at the hospital by my damn self. Mama went to go run and pick my auntie up. I'm in labor. It's nothing I can do. Nurses come in, mom and them gone. Mama in the medical field as well. Nurses come in. Okay, it's time to push. What? What the hell you mean it's time to push? So I'm crying. already because I'm upset. I'm crying. And they telling me it's time to push. Okay, cool. So everything happening so fast. Any pain with him, didn't even feel it. I wasn't even focused on that. I'm focusing on the pain for myself. Bear with me, y'all. This is a lot talking about this. So yep, so like I was saying, they had told me to pushed a couple of times. It was like natural. I didn't have any medicine or anything. It came out vaginally. He was breached. A breech baby means he came out feet first. Okay, pushed him on out. They put him the baby bed, put him in the baby bed. Actually, they didn't even put him in the baby bed first. They actually gave him to me. Of course, he came out not breathing. He wasn't breathing. Okay, so he wasn't breathing. I had held him. I really didn't even want to hold him that long because that's how hurt I was. And I was there by myself. But y'all, I'm not about to get upset in this video. But I didn't even want to hold him. I did hold him, but I don't know, I didn't want to hold him too long because that's how upset I was. So basically I can barely even hold him because I'm trying to gather myself. Hold him for a few minutes. I mean, I don't have no regrets in life, but I do regret that I didn't even kiss him because I was so busy thinking about myself and my feelings. So that's I'm not gonna say it was a regret, but I was so distraught. Everything was happening so fast. I was by myself as well, so that was a lot for me. So yeah, I ended up putting him, I mean not me, the nurses ended up putting him in that bed on the side of me, telling me, basically hold him whenever, which I know that, but I didn't want to. I couldn't hold him as much as, I couldn't, that just made it hurt worse, that I went through this pain, that I went through all this pain, gave birth, carried the baby, and I couldn't take him home. So that's what really hit me. Just a lot of different emotions. The nigga wasn't there. D wasn't there. Nigga wasn't there. Cool. But my mama ended up coming back. My auntie asking, can I sit? My auntie sat there with me after that had happened. They came in, looked at them and stuff like that. Hold on. Yeah, like I was saying, they just came in and had looked at them and stuff like that. Room was quiet. Mama, she had she wasn't too affectionate. She known her own since she was 16. So, she kind of like affection. So, I was just sitting in there the nurses had asked, what do you want to do? You know, my mom, she asked us why my mom and them wasn't there before they had came back. And she asked, what did I want to do? She was like, did you want to bury him, or did you want us to take care of it? 19-year-old me. Y'all can take care of it. Y'all can take care of it for me. So to this day, I do have where he buried it. He don't have his own like barrier. You know how to say that word. He don't have like his own. But thinking back, I should have took care of that myself. I probably could have cremated him. But like I said, it was nobody there. 19. I'm just trying to figure things out. They asked me that when my mama wasn't there. I probably would have got him cremated for sure. But I told them they can take care of it, you know, his body and stuff like that. And, you know, like I was saying, my mama had came back after that. They saw the baby. Fast forward, sitting there all night, me still crying. This nigga on the phone. This nigga D on the phone. Whatever words he was saying, I didn't give a damn because this nigga wasn't even there. This nigga wasn't even there. Fast forward, I was in a hospital for I think 2 days. I think vaginal birth, they have you in a hospital. No, it might be 1 day. I think I checked out that next day after I had them. So I'll say August 13th of 2012 I had checked out. Let me see, I do have some of his stuff. I will not be showing his pictures because people be like to stealing pictures on some weird shit, and I'm not about to play. I am not about to play. So that next morning, I'm gonna get into showing stuff right now. That next morning, you know, end up checking out stuff like that. They wanted to me, as 19-year-old me felt embarrassed, just rolling out with no baby in a wheelchair. So it ain't the fact not even embarrassed. I was just hurt that I went through all of this, and then I can't bring him back. I can't. Yep, so they rolled me in a wheelchair, ended up going home. My cousin's name was in the car. It's a quiet ride home. I came back home. Remember I told you I had a black sheet over the window, and I cried. I cried and cried. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing. My sister came in my room and she gave me a hug. I appreciate her for that. I really appreciate her for that though. She gave me a nice hug, like, cause I'm the strong friend. I won't tell you nothing wrong. I won't call you and let you know this is my problem. Like, I'm one of those. Like, you gotta call, let me check up on a strong friend. That's the type of person I am. Or the strong sister, the strong. And she came and gave me a hug. Remind y'all, I told you she was pregnant as well. It was actually a couple of weeks apart. Like, dude, my son was supposed to be due on December 28th. My niece's due date was December 13th. I think she had her on the exact day she was supposed to. So we was a couple of weeks apart, and I was like, she came in. My my room and she gave me a hug. I was very hurt over that. So fast forward, 2 weeks later, I had to start school. I had to get, mind y'all, I didn't have no car. I had to catch the bus to school. I had to get up, catch the bus. Mom was telling me, you know, I'm supposed to be doing all that. She was on my head. Not even before, matter of fact, before that. A couple of days after I had him, I was on the bus. I'll say like 2 days after I had him. I was on the bus. All I was doing in the house is crying. I did not want to be in the house. I didn't want to be there. It took me to a place of depression. I did not want to be there. Depressed and just trying to figure my thoughts out. So me and my cousin Chris ended up catching the bus to the mall. And my mama told me, you're not supposed to be out like that. You're gonna what is the word? You're gonna basically I was gonna send myself back to the hospital because I wasn't supposed to be out, and I just had a baby, and you know, open. Still, she said, you still open. You're not supposed to be out doing nothing. But 2 weeks later, I had to get up and I had to go to school. With that on my mind, like, everything okay? My whole time I had to think, like, everything is alright. It's okay. Everything cool. But, so I had to go. Like, everything was alright. Like, okay. Like, I was okay. Not knowing I'm hurting inside. Like, really. So I ended up going, after that, I'll say like a week went by. Went over D house. He was talking to me. I wasn't trying to hear shit he was saying though. This nigga. I wasn't trying to hear nothing he was talking about. Cause how you gonna leave me at the hospital by myself though? How? How you gonna do that? How you gonna do that? Yep, so he left me at the hospital by myself. I just couldn't get over that too when I saw this nigga. And this nigga, I couldn't really even get fully emotional with him, like fully like cried. Like he just didn't make me feel like type. Sometimes I would, you know, let a little cry with him, but he just didn't make me fully supportive. So laid there in the bed and he was talking. All he wanted, his main thing he wanted to see was a picture of the baby. Can I see a picture of him? Here you go. You can see a picture of him. Cool. Not knowing what his intentions were. Of course, he didn't say nothing bad or anything. Like, dang, he looked just like you. Okay. That means my genes are stronger than yours. That's why he looked like me. And, you know, so later that day, ended up going back to my mom's house. He used to catch all the buses with me all the way here and turn back around and go all the way back. So we had to catch like 2 buses here. Two buses to my mom's house. So he had to catch it all the way with me till I was at my mom's house. He had catch it with me till I was at my mom's house. And then we ended up, it's a gas station right down the street from us. Ended up walking to the gas station. He was talking to me like, you would have made a great mother and stuff like that. Okay, cool. That's nice to hear, but I didn't want to hear it. This is, we're not going to say that. This nigga was talking about having another baby. Are you crazy? Boys, stop blaming me. Having another baby for what? For who? Nigga, please. I didn't say, nigga, please, never. Never. Couple like a week, like, and you talking about another baby? You wasn't even there for this one. What the hell you talking about? Ain't no another baby. So what? Basically tried to have another one after that. After this occurred, like I said, it was 2012. I was with him for some more years. But you know, God knew that. No. Of course, in that part, that's when I started to question, like, God and everything. Like, I did question. I'm not gonna hold you up. Cause I was the type that, oh, I did everything right, and why did this happen to me? I was that type. Like it was bad. Like now looking back on it, honey, God protection. It was his protection. It was not meant for me. Even though my child existed or anything, it wasn't meant for me to be tied to this nigga. It wasn't meant for none of that. He would have just, I'm the chosen, fully chosen. Nigga, he fucked me over for real. And he got his karma. He got his karma heavy messing around with me until this day. Until this day. I'm not that little 19-year-old. So yep, dude's trying to have another baby, but Lord say no, this ain't it. Never got pregnant again after that. And yep, never got pregnant again. So during that time I was with him in 2000. That's how I know I was getting older and less fed up with his ass. Oh, I forgot to mention another thing he had said. Of course, he showed no remorse for real, wasn't crying, none of that. He couldn't feel what I felt because he never had met the baby. So I'm telling your ass, this is your baby, right? But you couldn't feel the hurt I was feeling because you never met the baby, right? Okay. Cool. I done seen men cry when they lose a baby. This nigga did not. Because he felt like maybe it wasn't his baby. Which was cool. That's fine. You would have got that test and he would have been fine. Because you could have came to the hospital and got that shit. Because I don't play. I'm not one of those. No. But that's what he had said. Which is cool. But don't keep playing with me. Then somebody trying to have another baby and stuff. I'm not about to play with you. Like I said, I done seen men cry. You don't gotta need no baby personally to have any type of remorse for it, and it's your baby. That don't even make sense. But kudos to this nigga today. That's all I'm gonna say. Kudos to him today. He got a lot of karma. Lots of it. And he still be watching me. You still be watching me. Cause you already know you can never find another me. It's only one me. Only one me. You could never find another me. And I'm the best thing you never had, 𝑑.𝑐. But yeah, it was crazy. So I want to give out some advice for those with little girls, with maybe sons. If this can happen to anybody, stillborn can happen to anybody. But let me tell y'all, oh, and another thing, like I said, my mother has never been through the situation, but which is fine, so she couldn't too much relate to it, but she was very supportive. She always made sure she got me something for Mother's Day every year after 2012, after I had them. And I would like to shout out, her name is Miss Evans. We call her Miss Evans. Tracy. How amazing she was. I hear the red bird outside. So as I'm speaking, the red bird comes to visit. But yeah, I would like to shout out to her because she really helped me process those feelings I was feeling. Because she had been through that. She like, it's okay not to be okay. She just sat down and talked to me. There was something I really needed. She was so supportive. She was very supportive, man. I thank her so much for just sitting down and talking to me. Because I didn't even know I needed that. I needed that. And I appreciate her for that, like for real. Like I say, I don't know how long this video gonna be. But yeah. I don't know how long this video is going to be. Yeah, I don't know how long this video is going to be, but some advice I would give out is some advice I would like to give out for any. So it was, I just saw a red bird, not my ear ringing. Some advice I would like to give out to you ladies, whether your mothers or not. If your daughter or anybody you know ever go through this, I would suggest you and you have never experienced it, just being there for them, because it wasn't okay. And the shit was not normal. It was not normal for me to push a child out. That really messed me up. Push a child out, lost my child, and continue on with life like ain't nothing happened. I'm not a robot. That messed me up mentally, like mentally for real. But it also made me stronger. I'ma say that. Because until this point, and I'ma stand on it until the day I die. Until this point, nobody is off limits when it comes to cut off. Anybody can get cut off. Don't play with me. My whole thing is, okay, I lost a child. I don't give a fuck about losing nobody else. I don't care. You can get your ass cut off. And you can get cut off quickly and silently. Always have been like that. So I cut people off because don't play with me. Like I was saying, for advice, make sure you're there for that child or person, because it can mess with your mental, for sure. It can definitely mess with your mental, for sure. I would suggest, if you insurance or whatever, a lot of states have free counseling. Get that child a counselor. Even if they say they're okay, some of y'all gotta understand, when a person say they okay, they not really okay. That's that red flag that, okay, they probably not really okay, and nobody is really going to be okay with that. I don't care who you are, unless you're not mentally there, it's not okay. Get that child some counseling and make sure you be there for that child, because like I said, we're not robots. Those feelings had to get processed. I had to process it on my own. Nobody was there. And that's another thing. I went through the worst. I went through all the stuff I went through on my own. So that's another reason I don't need people. I don't need friends. I can be on my own. I don't need nobody. I'm okay with not having people. I'd rather not even get attached anyways. I don't need you. Like, understand that. So that would be my advice. Yeah, that would be some of my advice. And just to be healing takes a long time. Healing is not a rush process. It's just like grieving. You cannot put a time limit on somebody's healing. It's been 10 years for me. 10 years, and now I'm finally ready to talk about it. Finally. It took me a long time to get to this place. A lot of tears to get to this, to share my story with somebody else, to help somebody else out. It took me a long time. Let me just say that. 10 years. It's crazy to even say that. But one thing about that hurt, it's still there. It won't go away. I didn't forgive that person for the sake of myself. You're forgiven, D. If you ever come across this video, you are forgiven. Do I want to hear any excuses? No, I don't care. I am happily married now, and happily married. He still be in the shadows looking for me, trying to manifest me back because you pop up in my dreams. Why? When these exes, they pop up in your dreams, they trying to manifest you back. None of that. They thirsty. So if I ever get divorced, he gonna be there. Thirsty. Want to see a picture of my daughter when I first had her? Thirsty. Asking people, oh, can I see your baby? No, you don't need to see my baby at all. Just know you fucked up, and that's why you getting all that karma. You weren't meant. It was not meant. Okay? Fast. Let me get into my amazing husband. I want to brag on you this video. If y'all made it this far, put a heart in the comments, because y'all some real ones. Like, for real, just to sit here with me, listen to me talk. Put a heart in the comments, and all. Yeah, just put a blue heart for the sake of my son in the comments. Put a blue heart for my baby. Let me just brag on my husband real quick, then we're gonna get into my son's things. Like I said, I'm not showing no picture of him. You might come across a picture of him, maybe. Probably not, because I'm the only one who got a picture of him. But to my amazing husband, I love you so much. But to my amazing husband, I love you so much. Like, that's it. That's it. This is the person I'm going to spend my life, rest of my life with. A couple of years later, after 8/12/12, while I dumped my ex, that's how I know I was getting older, because I left this nigga alone. I was getting older and fed up with his games. Like, I wasn't having it. Yeah, so I was getting older. I was fed up with his games. Fed up. And within that time, I had broke up with D in 2015. I met my husband. He was just a friend of a classmate. He wasn't even, in 2014 I met him. And we was close friends. 2015 was cool. I thought he was cool. He was an amazing person. Amazing guy. Amazing. Like, for real. But yeah, I had, slowly started talking to him, shared some stuff. Mind you, my ex was probably wherever he was. And me and my husband was at the school. We was just friends. He was actually a brother of my classmate, which was cool. when I met him, he was just so gentle and genuine. Everything just felt right. I wasn't thinking about D no more. Like, stuff just felt right. So that was years after 2015, after I had my son. It was time to end it. But I did kind of get right into another relationship, so dumped D in like 2015, January. Got with my husband in May of 2015. Yeah, May. But I would suggest before moving on, make sure you heal. Okay, make sure you heal. Me, I was good. I was over that. No, I'm good. My husband, he was just the perfect, like, he was just so perfect. Like, perfect in every single way. Now looking back on it, very gentle, genuine, caring, like, I'm gonna say all the words, affectionate. And he also had been through a lot himself, so I was just so surprised at how amazing he was to me. And that's the thing, I know how I'm supposed to be treated because of my amazing daddy, like, but that nigga, he was not it. But my husband, I just want to say how amazing he is. That is forever, like, that's my soulmate right there. And I never talked to anybody about anything but God, right? And then this person, it was a certain prayer, certain words when it came to my son. Prayed to God about that. My husband, you know, I told my story and told him about, you know, my son. And when I tell you, he said the exact words that I prayed, just explain it based off my feelings, how I felt. He said them exact words that I only talk to God about. Only talk to God about. From that moment, I knew that this is my soulmate. This is him. Tall, everything I told God I wanted in a man. He came to me early, you know. He came to me early. I got married at the age of 23. He came to me very early, unexpectedly. But in order for y'all to move on, I would suggest y'all heal. Work on your healing first. Just heal from any old wounds, trauma, all that stuff. Me and my husband, we were basically healing together, and we still are. And with D, he can never claim nothing, because that's me and my husband's son. He can never. So after that, we have a not candlelight, but we have a balloon release for our son, me and my husband. We have a balloon release for our son every year. We had visited his grave. Like I said, he buried with a bunch of other babies. We had visited his grave. That was back in 2015. My husband, he was my boyfriend at the time. He was just so supportive. So supportive. And not to mention, before I even got, me and my husband made it official in 2015. We made it official in 2015, but in 2014 they had an event for people who had lost their babies. I ended up going by myself, of course. I went by myself. My cousin Duck and I think my cousin Christian went with me. So I actually thanked them for that. That was very emotional for me, just to see my son's name. I'm gonna definitely put some pictures in here, just to see his name up there. First of all, I was appreciative that they even did that. Like, that was like years later after that happened. They gave me a red rose, which I still have today. It's kind of dried up now, of course. They gave me a red rose. It was just, and it took me back to that 19-year-old me. I I would definitely tell 19-year-old me that everything is going to be okay. I would hug her and tell her it's going to be okay. You're going to get through this. To the 19-year-old me. And it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. Okay, it's not the end of the world. So I'm trying to see is there anything else I want to tell y'all. I know this is a long video, but whoever watching it, shout out to y'all. Y'all dropped on hearts, because this was hard for me to make. Hard for people to put strangers in my business. Get into my stuff. I'm about to show y'all. This is 10 years old, y'all. So just a minute, y'all. So this is the stuff my son wear as picture. I might show y'all a little of that, but I'm definitely gonna blur it out because I don't want that. So here's his bracelet. I got this bracelet, I believe in Vegas. I probably got it in Vegas. I still buys my baby stuff. My son, my firstborn. So Lord. This is intense. Of course, here's my what's that little bracelet thing? Got my name on it and stuff. That's my bracelet thing. And I want to thank Henry for it because they actually gave me a memory box. A lot of hospitals don't do that. They actually gave me a whole box with this stuff in it. Here's my baby teddy bear. I didn't show, nobody else has seen this stuff. Nobody. I think I showed my husband. Today will be the day I show my daughter, her brother. But here's his bear. This one. Smell like a baby. Yep, here's my baby bear. My baby is, like I told y'all, he's born breech. He was 12 ounces. If you wanna know what 12 ounces is, to y'all body butter people, just put an 8-ounce jar and a 4-ounce jar together. And that's how much he weighed. That's how small. He might have been about this size. He's very small. He only weighed 12 ounces. I know babies now, I done seen some very tiny babies that have survived. So I'm pretty sure if he was born today, he would have probably survived. But back then, ain't no telling. But I just feel like they didn't make it a priority to get him out quick enough. And his heart was like faint. Emergency C-section, something done. It should have been something done, but that wasn't the case. So here's the bear, like I said. I want to smell everything. Of course, I got all these. I'm gonna do something with everything. I'm not sure what I want to do with it, but this stuff is important. Here's the blanket they wrapped them in. All this stuff is literally 10 years old. That's crazy to even say that. Like I say, I still buy him stuff, so I bought him this toy like some years back. I think it light up or something. Yep, bought him this toy to add. Bought him that. And I know he see me on the other side. I don't know who raised me. Who raised you on the other side, little boy? But it's definitely another side to life, y'all. Our souls last forever. Spirits last forever. So remembering your loved one. I got this from Henry Ford. This is what they gave me. Let me see if y'all can see it. So they gave me that. And then on the back it says, remembering your loved one. And it came in this little nice case. And it says Henry Ford Hospital. Henry Ford also have it as to where you can get a engraved stone for like $300 with his name on it, but I didn't want to do that. And you know, it's like a memorial place they have at Henry Ford for that. So it would have been an engraved stone. Okay. So I just opened this up. Amazing letter from my husband. He had wrote, I guess I'm trying to see, do I want to read it? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I might do a part 2, only if y'all put part 2, and that's gonna be it after that. That one might be short, so I'm gonna keep this letter. Keep it. So this is a letter my husband wrote to our son. And everything. It's a very nice gesture. Thank you, Henry Ford, for that. This is actually where he's buried. I don't want to show that, so I might block that part off. This is where my son is buried at. To the wonderful nurses, if y'all still there, I am going to read this card. Henry Ford, it says my name and family. So it says, when someone comes into our lives and they are too quietly and quickly gone, they leave footprints on our hearts and their memory stays with us forever. Our thoughts are with you, thinking of you and your family during this time, during this difficult time. It says Floretta and Christina and the labor and delivery staff. So if they're still there, I thank y'all. It's 10 years later. Thank y'all for that beautiful card. And this is baby's his name. Of course, I block off any personal information that has how big. So this card consists of his baby boy. Just say baby boy. Birthday 8/12/12. I told y'all he weighed 12 ounces. And then the baby's length was 10.6 inches. So that's how long he was. Pretty small. If y'all get a ruler, y'all can see how small he is. He was. The Memorial Park I was telling y'all about. If I wanted to today, I can actually still get something. I can still get it. But yeah, that's what this is. All this is in his memory box. And okay, so yep, like I said, that this I got in the mail. I told you it was 2014. I went to this with my little cousins. D was not there. He was never there. Good father, but you weren't there for me. So but yep, that event happened September 20th of 2014. So that was 2 years after I had my son. A memorial service for him. That I just thought that was so nice, y'all. So nice. Everything was beautiful. So I told y'all I'll be buying my son stuff still. Bought him this. His name is Cameron. My 10-year-old pregnancy test. My pregnancy test. I think that was the only one I took too. And then that next week after I came from the after I had him, that next week I came to that appointment. Remember I told y'all I had an appointment and ended up telling them I had and lost the baby. It was just so sad. Like, so yeah, this is another from the memorial service. I just showed y'all a paper. They also gave me a candle. Yep, they also gave me a little candle. And here's a card. This is a 10-year-old card. That's crazy. I think this is the only card I got. And Symphony, I thank you for this card. Thank you for that card. This is his what they measure him with. Like I said, he was pretty. Let me show y'all. Okay. So subtract this. Let me see if I can put it in the screen. We're gonna take this away. He was like this, kind of long, but you know babies be balled up, so. Yeah, this is little paper. And yes, I'm gonna smell everything. Let me just show y'all how the memory box actually looks. That's how it looks. I don't know what material this is, but it got like this little stuff on it, like it can peel off. And that's how it looks in the inside. I did have his pictures there, but I'm trying to save it. I'm gonna probably make like a memory, a little memory, what they be calling this stuff? I don't know what it's called. Here's my baby's hand and feet prints. As y'all can see, like I said, he's only 12 ounces. His feet prints are very tiny. That's also the same feet prints I have tattooed on me as well. Of course, my skin, all these little marks now, but so that's how these looks. His feet was very tiny. It was about the size. Look at your pinky and like that first brown line, a little down. That's the size of his feet was. That's how that looks. So I will show y'all this. Here's the bear, and of course he's on this side. I'm not showing a picture of him. Here's the bear, and he's on this side. So also, of course you can't see, but this is him. This is him with the hat on. And these are the two pictures I have on video, but who cares? I'm glad I got it out. I'm being an obedient person. I'm being obedient. Of course, at the end of this video, I'm gonna include like whatever pictures over the past 10 years. I'm gonna include some stuff. And this was like my final thoughts would be, like I said, if anybody, y'all know anybody going through this or have went through it, definitely get them some counseling, especially if you're a teenager. Don't be afraid to go get some counseling, because this will mess with your mental. For real. It's all about mental health over here. And if y'all made it this far, like I said, put a blue heart in the comments. And thank you for watching this long ass video. But this was for my healing. And I would suggest other people to talk, you know, after the years went by, let's talk about it. It's time to heal. And for those who talk junk about people that hasn't healed yet, we don't do that. It takes a lot to heal. And y'all gotta understand with a lot of people, if they still bringing it up, anything that goes to anything, why you bringing up old shit? If they're still bringing it up, they still haven't healed, so it's not old to them. It's still a fresh wound to them. So I don't want y'all to ever think something old that a person is healed from that, because that's not the case. It takes years for people to heal. Is what a lot of y'all fail to realize. Okay, it takes years. Some people never even get the healing they need, and you don't have to talk to the person to get that healing. The healing, that's all within. Okay, if you want it, you'll get it. But I would like to thank y'all for watching. Thank you for watching, and we're gonna catch y'all in the next video. Happy anniversary, husband. I love you. Y'all enjoy these pictures, or pictures while I insert it. I probably already inserted it. Just enjoy them, and you know, y'all can tell y'all testimonies in the comments, or anything you want to release, put in the comments. Any healing, it can be anything. Just put it in the comments, and we'll catch y'all in the next video. Bye guys.
No one can hurt you. Don't wanna lie here, but you can learn to. If I could change the way that you see yourself, you wouldn't wonder why they don't deserve you.
Happy birthday to our son, Cameron.
And it feels like yesterday was a year ago, but I don't wanna let anybody know.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, say happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, mommy.
Say brother.
Happy birthday to you.
She living her best life.
Happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday. Bye. Bye, bye, Hunter.
Being honest, it might have been a nightmare. As long as I'm here, no one can hurt you. Don't wanna lie here, but you can learn to. If I could change the way that you see yourself, you wouldn't wonder why they don't deserve you. I tried to scream, but my head was underwater. They called me weak, like I'm not just somebody's daughter. Could have been a nightmare, but it felt like they were right there.
Around and fell in love, all man, silly.